We're back for real.
Uh,
Nothing happened.
right. I suppose technically it is the future all over again.
Seconds at a time.
Yes.
Product placement. At least logical product placement.
Yeah.
Although usually it'd be like a little bit more elaborate than just a billboard that says Verizon.
Yeah. For the most part. Granted, I have seen a billboard that is just the word Verizon.
Or just Energizer.
Yeah, it's been a while, but yeah, I think probably at some point in my life I have seen a billboard that is just Energizer!
Like way back in the day before they had clever advertising.
Yeah. Pretty sure I've seen one that's just the fucking rabbit.
I don't think I ever have seen any billboards for Energizer.
Well, less billboards and just more ads in general, I guess.
Game doing that, you ain't going no further in your vehicle.
I mean, I guess you could just take one of the vans.
The darkness had touched me. There was a link between us. Always
Or
will
not.
be. I could feel its
bad
presence
touch.
again, getting closer.
And all of a sudden it's night.
I will kill your wife.
Relationship status single.
That kind of pissed me off the first time I played this. I'm going, driving along, hey, it's daytime, finally. And it's like, then I get through the tunnel and all of a sudden it's this shit again. I'm like, I call bullshit!
It's like, surprise, you actually have to get more gameplay in here. I mean, there is the question of how that happens. Maybe she just makes Alan pass out for hours.
Or maybe she can counteract the clicker. Because it was night, and then he flipped the switch, and it was daytime, and then I guess she flipped the switch off again.
Think of how it must feel for everybody in town.
Yeah. It's like Link playing the fucking Sun Song.
Either that, or maybe it's just entirely Alan's perception.
Maybe.
I mean, I suppose in theory I could have driven up a little further, but why do that when I can run up the road?
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense.
I've got boss weapons. Did you say boss weapons? Sure did. At my house, right up the road. Right up the road? Right up the road.
What the? Right.
The Majestic Hotel. General information. Refundable $100 security deposit is required on all reservations. No personal checks accepted. We take all major credit cards and bank cards. Checkout time is 10 a.m. No loud music. No pets. It's kind of expensive. One vehicle per unit. Facilities are for registered guests only. No visitors are allowed on the premises after 9 p.m. No exceptions. We hope you enjoy your very prison-like stay at the Majestic. If you're a senior vet, ask us about our discounts. Can hotels actually do that?
They can do whatever they want, really. You have to agree to the terms in order to stay there, so if you agree to it...
I feel like no guests after 9 o'clock is like,
Based on the signature in the motel register, Agent Nightingale had stayed here, in room number 2.
I mean, yeah, they can post that rule, but it's up to them to enforce it. No hotel I've ever stayed in and actually had guests in has really bothered enforcing that rule.
I don't think I've ever been to a hotel that actually like had a rule like that.
One of them we stayed in Vegas did. But, again, they didn't really enforce it.
Probably Fiesta.
Yeah. Anyway.
This had obviously been the room where Agent Nightingale had stayed when he hadn't been busy harassing me.
We're gonna learn some things.
Like 20, 30 minutes away. Seems like it's kind of a ways out of town.
A little bit, yeah.
You know, it occurs to me there is no TV in this room.
Maybe it's in that cabinet.
Ugh.
Could have fooled me, pal.
Isn't that called an Amore?
Amore? I don't know.
Still really confused about what the hell that was.
I have no idea.
All the doors are locked.
Except for the one that you need to go in.
Doors locked, everything's rusted.
What the hell is a Silent Hill?
It's like we just wanted to make it look like it was a real place by having more doors than really... For a second I thought that was actually TV, because I haven't seen a newspaper thing in so long. I mean, in theory I probably see one every day, I just don't remember it. It did kind of look like a TV from the side, though.
A little bit.
Honestly, hearing this just makes me want to play Earthbound again.
This one's actually starting to remind me of Banjo-Kazooie music. Or maybe Banjo-Tooie.
Oh, come on, Alan, you ran like 30 feet.
I like how the car starts moving while he's still climbing into the driver's seat. Like, he shouldn't have even been able to hit the gas.
Dixie horn here. Those Wake boys are at it again.
No. Horn that plays La Cucaracha.
That would totally destroy the car.
That would, yes. I mean, to be fair, it's not in great shape.
Adding more smoke to the already smoky atmosphere. And those wire spools just fucking flew off into the sunset, I guess. And a military truck, apparently.
Yeah, for no apparent reason.
And somebody had flares in their suitcase. Well, I suppose it probably came out of the trunk in general.
I would say so, yeah.
I still don't get what the point of killing Alan is.
What the hell?
It seems like she actually still needs, like, a living person in order to possess them. That was kind of the impression I got. And at best, with inanimate objects, she can just fling them around.
Well, I mean, she's possessing Barbara Jagger. She doesn't really need to possess Alan. Now, as for... I don't know. Bearing in mind this is at least in part due to Alan altering the story.
Bye-bye.
I mean, it trying to kill him could be his own doing.
Yeah, I suppose. And then I almost died, but then I actually didn't die. It was a close shave. Barrels. Tires.
Like, he's used its power to alter reality with his words, but, the way he's set it up, the thing has to play along, so it is trying to kill him in order to stop him from getting free of its control. Which is how he wrote it in the story.
Or how Thomas Zane wrote it.
Or that. The game's never really too clear on that point. Oh, this again.
Didn't even touch me. Also, why is there whatever this is right in the middle of the bridge?
I couldn't tell you.
Nice to see you, too.
Not a backhoe. It's not a backhoe, is it?
I think it was technically a backhoe, but it didn't have a bucket on it. I don't know exactly what kind of attachment that was.
That's why I was confused. Come on, it was a hay bale.
Yeah, but it was a hay bale with collision.
It was a physical object in the game where the hitbox and everything.
Well, I guess Barbara Jagger has a car now.
Monster trucks.
Sunday, Sunday, Sunday!
Big rig Smogzilla.
Down at the Coliseum.
I actually saw an advertisement for a monster truck rally while I was at my job interview on Friday. Where would they even have a monster truck rally?
Knowing Arlock, the Topper's parking lot.
Nah, it's not big enough. Not enough cars to crush.
True. They do have a lot of classic car shows in that parking lot for some reason.
Fresh car.
See, if I were driving, I would flip on those patrol lights.
But would they actually even do anything?
Probably not, but I have fucking patrol lights on my car. I am going to be driving with them on.
Well, I mean, I suppose it's not like the Dark Presence doesn't already know where you are.
Yeah.
None of that.
Suddenly, school bus out of fucking nowhere. Dan is trying very hard to make you get out.
Yeah, well, fuck you, Dan. Squeeze through that narrow passage. Is what she said.
Indeed it is.
Goop! I mean, it hurts you if you touch it, so I have to kind of wonder, like, does it have tar-like consistency?
It's like the black slime from Ghostbusters.
It's the principle of the thing now. Well, by standards of, compared to old camping equipment.
Almost roasted your ass.
And none of these guys actually died from it.
It did, however, clear the darkness off them all.
And also cleared up the goop. I wonder if that's one of those things that Alan can just get away with writing. It's like, and then there was ammo strewn all over the road.
I think that's more of a gameplay conceit than anything.
Yeah, I suppose.
Then again, I mean, he has gotten away with writing stuff like that at previous points in the game.
This is true.
Like, when he found the power station truck with a shotgun or whatever in it, he's like, somehow I didn't think this shotgun was standard power company equipment.
I mean, I would have justified to myself as like, well, I'm in a small town.
I mean, really, you're not wrong.
One of the sheriff taken was wearing a cowboy hat. I would feel I was well within my rights at that point. The second there's a guy wearing a cowboy hat, you can justify having guns and ammunition around. Nope.
The light is blinding, for Christ's sake.
A game about having a lighting system.
I wonder, like, I know the game is not that old, technically, but I wonder what it would look like if they remade it now.
More lighting.
It still bothers me that Alan's flashlight beam doesn't wobble when he runs with it.
That's definitely a gameplay conceit.
Yes, absolutely.
All these times that Alan could just crash a car through something and he doesn't. I would. I'd be going through cars like candy. Especially if I was writing all this out.
Yeah, well, it's a horror story, not a Hollywood action movie.
That doesn't mean I couldn't still drive my car through gates.
You know, that's true. In The Lost Boys, someone does drive an El Camino through the wall of a house while blaring a horn that plays La Cucaracha, so, you know.
For me, at this point, I'd probably play, what is it, like X Gonna Give It To You?
Attempting to conjure memory of that song.
All visitors must see the yard manager. You must sign a liability waiver before entering the yard. If you're looking for a specific part, ask for it first. Before you pull it, you must bring your own tools. Wear protective clothing. Warning, junk piles may shift. Hazardous area.
I don't think I've ever actually been to a salvage yard.
Honestly, if I worked in a salvage yard, I'd probably be kind of surprised that people knew what they were actually looking for. It is still a service job.
Yeah.
Don't think I didn't hear you guys fucking walking in here.
I didn't.
I did. Like, Alan's footsteps are quiet, and those footsteps are not. Yeah, shit, I think Alan's footsteps barely make any noise at all.
For the most part, yeah.
Especially when even when he power walks. Or jogs, in this case. Only when you're running on a metallic surface. Old computers.
Yeah.
Anybody who's watching this probably remembers that I was in a building exactly like this, like in episode 10.
I wonder if that thing was running PC DOS.
I don't know, it seemed too old even for that. I mean, I could stay and actually run over these guys, but
Why bother?
I just get on with it.
On the right, a glimpse of the future friend.
Besides, the song is only so long. It's like 45 seconds, so I can't let it drag out. But Alex, you might say, you could always just restart the song when you get back in the car. To which I say, what kind of fucking radio does that?
One with an MP3 player hooked up to it?
Yeah, but I mean, look at how old that truck is.
Yeah, it probably has a tape deck.
Maybe.
Granted, it's like an aftermarket tape deck that you would have got from Walmart in like 1995.
I was gonna say. One of those tape decks that doesn't actually have real buttons, it just has those little switches you press down. It's like a button.
Oh, we're doing this now.
Yep. That time back in the day when Rare made games other than Banjo-Kazooie.
What was anything wrong?
Last Core. At least I'm pretty sure that was Rare.
I think...
I'm fairly certain it was Rare. Last Core was fun, except for that part where you had to fucking drive the dump truck.
I sucked at Blast Core.
While also trying to prevent a missile from touching anything.
Yeah, it was Rare.
Get thee hence. Honestly, I'd be very uncomfortable driving underneath that shipping container.
It does kind of seem like asking for trouble.
There goes the hood.
What the hell is this from?
Fist of the North Star.
I almost wanted to say No One Lives Forever. I was like, groovy.
I've never actually played Nobody Lives Forever.
Neither have I. Even though I've got a No One Lives Forever 2 poster on my wall.
Well, I gave you that.
Well, yeah.
When I told Barry my plan back in the well-lit room, I'd acted as if I knew what I was doing. I didn't.
I've never known what I
operating
was
on the
doing.
shifting logic of a dream. I had to fight my way to the lake through the horrors of the night. I had to flick an old battered light switch imbued with childhood magic. I had to write a happy ending to a horror story. I had to save my wife from the dark prison she was being held in.
Well, I mean, I didn't have to do this, but I was going to do this.
Plus, I didn't know how the hell I was going to do it.
I mean, at some point you would have to think, you know, maybe I'll just get a new wife. With blackjack and hookers. In fact, forget the wife. I feel like Alan probably wouldn't actually be able to push that. Wheels or no.
You're probably right. It does look like it would be awfully fucking difficult to move.
Either that or you'd spend like 20 minutes doing it. Anyway, next time we're at Bromance, there's going to be a fight.
Oh boy.